Alright everyone, welcome back to their Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and before we talk about our video today, kind of analyzing Lightspeed tokens, I do want to apologize that I wasn't able to get this video out to you earlier. Just kind of some things going on with the Fat family, not to get too, into all the details, but just kind of keeping everybody in the loop, because, it impacts you guys a little bit. My wife and we've been expecting our third. She is due early January. My wife is having a lot of pain this time around, just a lot of stuff going on. Baby's okay. My wife, she's fine. Just very painful and a lot of discomfort. And so we're now going to be delivering at 37 weeks, which is the week of Christmas. And so we've just had a lot of stuff kind of on our brains right now. And so it's kind of been bleeding into the content a little bit, where certain things that I maybe would have been able to cover earlier, I just don't have the headspace for, or soon as I'm done working, soon as I'm in the middle of a lunch break, I'm going to do something else, because we're just trying to get as prepared as we can for baby. So do appreciate you guys. I do apologize that this video didn't come earlier, because there is some good advice. There is some mistakes that I've been seeing happen. So I do want to make sure we talk about Lightspeed tokens and how to best use them. So go ahead, guys. Please do me a favor. Drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. And most importantly, tell Agnards that he's a scumbag. That's obviously the most important thing, right? Tell Agnards he's a scumbag, and then maybe subscribe to the channel if you feel like it. So let's get in here and let's talk about Lightspeed tokens. Now, this kind of comes off of the back of the free Kyber Lightspeed token that Capital Games gave us. But even still, with the abundance of tokens we're getting from the episode track, with these journey guide Lightspeed, these anniversary Lightspeed tokens, the anomalous ones that we're getting that are granting Zetas, there's some different factors that play into how to use these things in the best way possible. So I want to make sure that I give you guys that information. Let's just start with the basic kinds of the basic kinds of tokens. So you have your bronzy, or your, let's go back to, gosh, I can't talk today, guys, I apologize. So you have a Carbonite. This takes you to Gear 12. Listen, the only characters you want to use this on are ones that take Kyrotech. Because, listen, getting to Gear 12 is great, but for most of you, it's getting over that hump of Gear 13, getting signal data. So my advice here is use this on a character like the Armor or Omega, Stap, that takes Kyrotech. The reason for that, if you can save yourself 300 Kyrotech, think about that translating directly to Droid Brains. That's 11 Droid Brains in your pocket because you used that token on someone who needs Kyrotech. The next kind, you've got a Bronzium at Relic 1 and a Chromium at level 3. Both of these, I think there's similar situations that we could bring up of, hey, primarily it's good to use characters on Kyrotech. However, I will also say that if you have a character here that you would potentially need this on because they are you're going to need them for the journey guide. An example, again, I don't have any of these, but let's say Shorty was a great example. Hey, you're going to get, you need to get Shorty for Leviathan. Using that on Shorty, one, it saves you Kyrotech, but two, it's also getting you closer to Leviathan by giving you a character that, you would need to be gearing up anyway. So that's kind of the first three. I'd say primarily thinking Kyrotech, and obviously you want to do that everywhere you can, but I think especially with those first three where there's minimal relic impact, you want to worry about trying to get as much Kyrotech out of it as possible. The next kind is an Erodium token, which is a Relic 5. This will also bring your character to 6 stars. The reason this is the first time we're mentioning stars, because even though the other tokens will get the characters to different star counts, with Bronzium being 4, Chromium being 5, and Carbonite being 3, even at a 5-star character, it takes 330 total shards to bring a character to 7-star. Right? You need 330 shards to get a character to 7-star. A 5-star character is 145 shards. It is 145 shards at 5-star. So that math is that a 5-star character is not even halfway to 7-star. So I'm not as concerned about you saying, oh, it's going to save me a ton of time. It doesn't even get you halfway. Not that that can't be helpful, but I don't want you kind of thinking, okay, I've got this 3-star character, I'm going to get a massive benefit. Like, you're not even getting halfway there with that token. with a 6-star and 7-star, token, now we're talking a little bit more where maybe there's some additional value for characters who would need star levels. So, again, here, getting to Relic 5, this, I would say we can start to think a little bit less about the Kairatech and does this get you a Galactic Legend requirement? Does this help you in the Journey Guide? Those would be really good places to utilize this because Relic 5 is a very usable relic level. And then finally, the Kyber token, the Relic 6, 7-star. Obviously, if you can use it on a character like I will be doing with Tusken Warrior later in the video, that's great. I'm getting stars. I already equipped the Kairatech, so that's not as big of a deal. But I need the character anyway, so that's really, really positive. But again, this is where I'd say with the 7-star, you can start to think about some of those characters. All right, maybe I don't worry about as much about Kairatech, but I need the star counts, to help me get further in the game, save me time farming that character, whether they're on a hard node. What I would caution you with, and I will always caution players, let's use a character, let's just pretend it's, I'm trying to think of a good example. Let's say you wanted to use this on, Kanan Jarrus, for the sake of argument. Or, you know what, that's a bad example. Who shares a node? Sorry guys, I don't have my nodes memorized on, let's go to here. So let's say you wanted to use this on Crosshair, or on Echo, right? Hey, I'm gonna get him to 7-star. You might still have to farm Crosshair Scarred. Now, this will help you for the Journey Guide, but you would still have to farm this node to get Crosshair Scarred anyway. So maybe you try to use this on a character where you won't have to farm their node later on down the road if you're worried about the star count, right? I don't know if that makes the most sense to everybody here. I hope you kind of see what I'm saying, that you don't want to spend this on someone that you need stars on, only for you to have to go then farm that node later on down the line. If you're just worried about getting extra stars, that might not be the best reason because you're also getting 6 relic levels. So you'll want to use this on a character that you're also getting a lot of relics out of. And Relic 6 is a big deal. That's a lot of relics. So you'll want to use that wisely to make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck here. Now, these Journey Guide Lightspeed tokens, or anniversary ones, these Anomalous, these include Zetas, but they're only getting you to gear 13, so there's no additional relic benefit here. And we're gonna switch over to the screenshot here. These made by Omega, shout out to whoever Omega is, this anniversary Lightspeed tokens. It's breaking out that you will get Hera, Sabine, Ezra Bridger Chopper, get Captain Rex, you'll get a Rebel one, and you'll get one for Emperor Palpatine. So these are already in the game. The next group that we should be getting are for Jedi. There's one for Snips, Jedi Knight Anakin, Mace Windu, Shaak Ti, Keller, and Beck. You'll get a Jedi faction one, and then you'll get one for Grand Master Yoda. These tokens are a little bit different because you're not getting the benefit of relic levels. You're not going to get the character to relic levels. You're primarily looking here at getting Zetas. So to a certain extent, what's going to be really important is understanding that, hey, if you look at your Jedi and you're saying, you know what, I have a, I built Old Ben, now Old Ben, we'll talk about that in a second. Hey, I built a, Hermit Yoda. Maybe you use this on him because you'd get both Zetas. Or, hey, I'm going to use this on, I'm trying to think who else would have multiple. There's not many that have multiple Zetas that you could actually use this on. Because Old Ben's going to be getting his own one. But you guys kind of see where I'm going. That maybe you look at some of these Jedi that you're missing. That Shaak Ti has 2 Zetas, but you don't really need the leadership. But think about the Jedi who you use all the time that the Zeta would be beneficial for. That's kind of the direction that I would head here. Because you're only getting to Relic 0. So Gear 13 gear is nice. That does help you, maybe a Journey Guide. But you're not getting any additional relics. So I'd say the Zetas start to weigh a bit more in these kind of tokens. Now, switching back to the screen capture here. We're going to get all of them for the Inquisitors. So for some of us, I'll get some, I don't know if I'll get any Zetas from this. But you'll also get an Empire Lightspeed token. And then you'll get a Journey Guide one for R2-D2. That R2-D2 will be very nice for some of you who don't have Leia yet, so you don't have R2-D2 Zetas, which are basically required for that team. So that should be a very helpful, addition to your account. Continuing on down the list here, you've got the characters for Commander Luke Skywalker. This is where I noticed a lot of players mess up. A lot of them used their Rebel Lightspeed token from up here on Farm Boy Luke, not remembering, excuse me, that he's going to be getting a, not remembering that he's going to be getting a Lightspeed token of his own where both Zetas will be equipped. So this is where kind of using this list, and again, I can share this in the Discord, understanding this list and what's all on here will help you understand maybe who to spend your tokens on, because maybe you don't need, Farm Boy Luke right now. So saving that around, or like Droid, right? There's a Droid Lightspeed token. There was a reason, if you guys go back to my account and you think about, what I did with my tokens, I spent my tokens on B2 and Droidica this month, right? I did B2 Super Battle Droid, and I spent my other one on Droidica. Because I know that even though if I go to my Droid faction, I could get the Stap, I could have got, I was like, I could get the Stap. Well, Stap, I can use this Droid one that I'm going to get from, the Anniversary token, and I'm going to get the Zeta. So you saw this, I was like, you know what? I want the free Zeta. I'll wait, and I'll equip that to Stap, get them to, Gear 13, and I'll be in, good shape. So that's kind of how you can use this list and kind of match it up with the token that if you haven't spent the Kyber one yet or some of these other ones, you can kind of pair them up with this list and understand where the best place to spend them is. Now, the other piece of advice I have for you with these tokens, we're also at a point where I got this Kyber one, and we have about 5 days left in the, this era, or this episode. We have 5 days left, and then we'll be getting a new track with new Lightspeed tokens. If you're a lot earlier in the game, maybe you're not sure, maybe just take a breath, wait a couple of days, and see what factions end up on the episode track. What you don't want to do is a situation where you're going to say, all right, I'm going to use this Lightspeed token on, Tebow, and I'm going to bring Tebow up to, relic levels. And then you find out that you're going to get Ewok bundles or Ewok tokens in the episode track. Well, now one of those goes to waste because I only have 2 Ewoks left that I could put that on, right? I mean, again, I've got other ones, but you get the point I'm making. Like, you don't want to spend those kind of blindly. Like, you want to make sure that the character you're choosing potentially doesn't also get one next month. Like, if you could wait 5 days, that'd be a really good decision for you, because if you're not in a hurry, you can make sure that you don't accidentally put it on a character who could be benefiting from a token in 5 days. Now, again, obviously there's a whole time thing there of how long will it take you to get those tokens, but I think that's still some value added. If you're free to play, you want to be able to maximize every single free token that Capital Games is going to give you, so that way you can progress your account as far as humanly possible. So for me, I am going to be using this character. I'm going to be using this token on Tusken Warrior. Tusken Warrior, I've never wanted to farm this character because they're in the Cantina. I've never really wanted to buy the Lightspeed bundle because I kind of looked at it and was like, all right, what am I doing here? If you just look at my Tuskens for the sake of argument here, I've got Chieftain Gear 12. I've got Shaman at Gear 12. 2 relics. I just never felt like I was getting enough value from this bundle, particularly for what I'm trying to do in the game. With me buying the episode pass every single month, I felt like spending on the Tuskens was a bit much. So this is going to be even more reason for me never to buy that bundle, because I will be able to use this on Tusken Warrior and get him, or get her, I should say, to Relic 7. So now Tusken Warrior, 7-star Relic 7. Feels good to finally have that monkey off my back. And the funny part there is, now that is all of the legacy units in my roster at a 7-star. Which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. That's a pretty cool thing to say that, I've got all the legacy units at 7 stars, so now it's just about working on the new stuff. So slowly but surely making our way through, Swago, guys. I really appreciate everybody's patience with me as we kind of go through these things. But I hope this helps you. Like, I really do hope that this helps you guys understand how to use these tokens, thinking about the characters that are going to give you the most bang for your buck, the most benefit down the road, and understanding that difference of, like, those ones we get in the past, maybe more thinking about the gear side of things, whereas these ones that you're going to get, these anomalous ones from the anniversary stuff, more thinking about the Zetas that you're going to be able to benefit from. So, that's the video, folks. Like, subscribe, comment. I love you all. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, my friends.